Hi guys, this is another video. Sooner than I was expecting it. I wasn't planning on making this video, but once I looked at his stats, I realized, wow, this is a good dragon, so we need to know how to get him. Okay, so looking at the collection for Chinooker, right quick, his stats, he does 12.5 million wood per hour at his max level at 175, so that's pretty decent. He is a wind striker, so there is a statue available for this dragon. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at our items. Now, how collections work is that for each item, there is a minimum search time to get that item, so you need to be searching with Toothless for a certain length of time. There is a method where you just search for the shortest time and spam it. That is one way. However, I don't like to do that way because A, that requires babysitting the game and being on it all the time. I do have other things to do, even if it seems like I do spend hours on this game. So I like to do the most efficient searches. So I look for the searches that are going to be most efficient with that time cost or minimum time for searching. So I'm going to go item by item and tell you what the most efficient searches are. So for these little masks, the time cost is 1 hour, which is a really nice time cost to work with. You will probably get this item fastest. So actually for this one, the fastest way to do it is going to be the half-hour searches, and you can spam those, especially if you're wearing the alpha Toothless costume. It shouldn't take you much at all. It will take you about 20 searches, which is kind of tedious, but it gets it done. If you do the 3-hour search, then you can probably get about 5 items in one 3-hour search if you're using multiple bags, so that's really nice. But if you're using one bag with the 3-hour search, you're guaranteed to get at least 1 item, so that's nice too, depending on what tasks you have throughout your day. And the 8-hour would be a good one to do overnight while you're sleeping. So because this one has a time cost of 1 hour, any of these searches will work depending on your schedule. All right, for these buckets of paint, let's look at these. All right, the time cost for these bucket of paint is 1.5 hours. Okay, if you look at the available searches, this does not go well with the time cost. So thanks, Ludia, for that. So at 1.5 hours, I would actually recommend going with the 1 hour search because 3 1-hour would meet the time cost for 2, basically. So that would be a good idea, is to do 1 hour searches. If you want to do longer searches, I would say do the 5-hour, because the 5-hour does cover 3 1.5-hour intervals. The 4-hour covers 2, and then there's some extra on the end. So do the 1 hour or the 5-hour for this item, for most convenient, depending on your schedule. For the bunny rabbits, all right, you need 6 of them. The time cost is 5 hours. Well, look at that. There's a 5-hour search. So for this one, the most efficient search would be the 5 hours. I wouldn't recommend using 1.5 hours or 2 hour at all. And because you only need 6 items, the 5-hour isn't going to be too inconvenient. So I say for this one, stick to 5 hours. For the little chicks, we need 8 of them. The time cost for the chicks is 4 hours. So there's 1.5 hours, a 2-hour, and an 8-hour search. I would say ignore the 1.5 hours. You're only saving half an hour, and it's the least efficient of all of these searches. So I would say stick to the 2 hours if you want fast active play, but you can also send Toothless for the 8-hour search overnight. This would work for the chick because that is a time cost of 4 hours. So for the chick, 2 hours or 8 hours. And finally, for these little Easter eggs, the time cost is almost 6 hours. It's really weird. It's 5 hours and 50 minutes, so may as well call it 6 hours. So your most efficient searches are going to be 3 hours and 6 hours. Ignore the 4-hour one. So stick to 3 hours and 6 hours. Those are going to be your most effective. It will take 2 searches with the 3-hour search, but it will only take 1 with the 6-hour. Now, my general method for doing collections, this is how I do it. I tend to go for the collectible that requires the most items first, but it also depends on searches. So if I have time to active play, then I would probably sit here and do the half hours on the masks. I get bored of that really quickly, but if I was active playing, that's what I would start with, and I want to get those 10 and 8 ones out of the way. But that's what I usually do, is I go 10, 8, 6, or whatever would be equivalent for those various searches. So what you start on depends on your schedule. If it's late for you when you're watching this, then I would go ahead and do the masks for 8 hours, or the eggs for 6 hours, or the chicks for 8 hours. Do one of those 8 or 6 hour searches while you're sleeping if you have those available. I realize not all those searches are available for everyone depending on your level. That's pretty much how it goes. You choose a shorter time when you're active playing and a longer time when you have to go do other things. Whether you do 1 bag, 3 bag, or 4 bags, it will take about, it'll take about 4 or 5 days if you use 1 bag, depending on if you use speed ups. So it can be done. I think this opens for everyone else on Sunday. So you can barely do it. I would recommend doing some paid bags. 2 bags is never worth it. Do 3 bags if you can. If you're a writer, I do recommend 4 bags, and the time difference is going to be proportionate to the number of bags you use. So if 1 bag takes about 4 or 5 days, then 3 bags will take about a day and a half. And then if you use 4 bags, I usually get collections done in about 24 hours with 4 bags. So there we go. That's an overview of Chinooker. I hope this video helps you get this collection done. Good luck playing Rise of Berk, guys. Thanks for watching.